Hello, family, friends, followers, and guests. Thank you for stopping in. Perhaps I'll get lucky and make this a short one. The comments are pretty simple, both basically about Twitter's announcement that they banned Trump and they will not let Trump back in. Whether it's Twitter, Twitter, or any of the other digital giants. They talk about their community. And in their community, they'll allow rapists to talk, they'll allow terrorists to talk, they'll allow the extremes all over the place, they'll allow the abortionists to talk about the murder of babies, they'll allow all of that. But they won't allow political that is conservative. I would think whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, there's a piece of that that would concern you. So I intended to make this short, but I'm going to make it just a little bit longer. If I were to say to you, I've got a bridge in San Francisco I want to sell you. It's quite long, it's been kept up amazingly well, and I want to sell it to you. Are you stupid enough and dumb enough to listen to me and believe that I have a bridge to sell you? And of course the answer is no, you would not. And that's because we have a fundamental principle of law that's universal. I cannot give you what I don't have to give, and I cannot sell you what I don't have to sell you. So now we turn to corporations such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter, the list goes on and on and on. These organizations create corporations in part so they can sell stock and then finance themselves, all different kinds of reasons. But they create corporations. Can the government give them a right the government does not have? Can it give them the right to be immune from their bad acts that are criminal in nature? The answer, of course, is no. The next step is, in violation of the Bill of Rights and your personal constitutional rights, can they give that corporation the right, when that corporation is a public corporation, can they give that corporation the right to violate your rights? Can they discriminate against you? Well, no. Why not? Well, because we found under the Bill of Rights, we have additions that basically expound on our rights and say they can't do that. But at its core, they can't do it anyway because it's incorporated in the Bill of Rights. So in the Bill of Rights, you have some rights that belong to you. And one of those is the free discourse. And they're saying, the corporations are saying to you, that you cannot have a free discourse on their thing because they limit their community to a certain amount. In limiting their community to that small group, however large it may be, in limiting that, what they have done is they have discriminated. And what they have done is they've discriminated on the base of, and sometimes it's religion, sometimes it's age, sometimes it's political viewpoint, sometimes it's free speech, sometimes it's in violation of your gun rights. Have they done all those things? And the answer is they have. Can the government give them, the corporation, the right to violate your fundamental rights as a part of the public? And the answer is no. And because you've signed up, doesn't mean that you're not part of the public. So it'll be fun to watch how this plays out. The other side of that is always remember, it's all about power and money. No matter what the bullshit is that they're streaming, it's all about power and money. And for those of you who are conservative and Republicans, you have a unique position in that you can bring these people to their knees. We've got 4 years, and I'll bet you behind the scenes, I'd be willing to bet my next Corona check that behind the scenes, Trump is working on and helping somebody somewhere build the foundation of an organization that will, in fact, challenge people such as Twitter, such as Facebook, such as YouTube, such as Amazon. It'll be interesting to see how this next 4 years plays out. He has a family that are not dumb and they're not stupid. Ivanka, I don't even know how to say her name, but she's pretty brilliant. Don, Eric, and then a world of people behind him, some with huge amounts of capital besides himself. And what gets me is the Zuckerbergs of the world, whoever they might be, they see this, they're trying to end run it. What history teaches us is they're going to fail in time. The only way they can not fail is to grab so much power that they totally control you and me. And if they do that, we'll have a shooting civil war. And the reason we'll have a shooting civil war is because historically, that is what has always happened in the form of a civil war. And if we don't have guns, we'll have machetes and knives and bombs. My word. So it'll be fun to watch and see how this plays out. I believe it's all going to play out civilly. I don't think we'll have those issues. Already some of the leaders of these corporations are looking at secondary roles and maybe backpedaling and backtracking a little bit. And we'll see more of that happen. I rambled again. We'll see if this video, along with any others I make, stay up. What's really neat is, even though I put them on YouTube channel and all of that, after I've reduced them with Handbrake, I keep that file, so if I go to another place to present these types of things, I already have the file. It's just push the button and enter it. I don't want to have to do that, but hey, we'll see how it all comes down. In closing, I usually close with the fact that belonging to only one race, and so I think we're all racist because we all support that race, the human race, and not being one predisposed to genotype discrimination. Those aren't my issues. My issue is one of the pandemic. I've seen the impact in some people's lives. I think it's unfortunate that the real science has been ignored, and YouTube and Facebook are crippling the opportunity to view the real science, and instead are going for the political background. That bothers me. But with that said, there's nothing in that that stops me from wishing you to have the very best week you can have from now until sometime next week when I post again. And I truly hope that the impacts from the pandemic on your life personally are minimal, and that you and your loved ones can have health, and that you can go forward in a really positive way. With that said, make it so.